All right, y'all, let me take you inside what really went down at day 9 of Brown's training camp. Because if you've been following this quarterback storyline, then you know something just doesn't feel right. And yeah, I saw the reports. Tony Gee, one of the guys on the ground, caught up with Shedeur briefly after practice. And when he asked him what was going on, Shedeur just looked at him and said, "I'm good." That's it. That's all he gave. Calm, cool. But if you've been watching him long enough, if you followed him from Jackson State to Colorado to now the NFL, you know that wasn't just a throwaway line. That was Shedeur letting us know he's not worried. But then came the official word from the Browns. Arm soreness. Really? Arm soreness? That's the reason you sit a young, hungry quarterback who's had fewer reps than anyone else in camp? The same guy who's barely had a real chance to compete? Nah, I'm not buying that. Not for a second. See, here's what I think. And hear me out on this. I think the Browns are playing it close to the vest. I think they've already seen what they needed to see from Shedeur. I think they know what they have in him. And instead of running him into the ground during camp, they're protecting their investment, keeping him fresh, keeping him sharp, saving the real fireworks for the preseason. And if that's the case, I respect the strategy, but it also says something huge about what the coaches might be seeing behind closed doors. All right, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed. Because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. Now while Shedeur was sidelined, guess who got the lion's share of the reps? Dillon Gabriel. And look, I've got nothing personal against Gabriel. He's out there grinding, trying to prove himself, just like everybody else. But let's call it like it is. The moment was there for him. The field was his, the spotlight was his. He had a clean shot to show the Browns brass that he's someone who belongs in the quarterback conversation. And he didn't seize it. We rolled the tape, we watched every throw, every read, every misstep. And honestly, it didn't scream NFL starter. It didn't even whisper it. Even with Joe Flacco being the only other real competitor taking reps that day, Gabriel didn't rise above. And in a room that includes guys like Shedeur Sanders and Kenny Pickett, he just didn't pop. So when I hear anyone, fans, media, whoever, trying to float the idea that Gabriel or Pickett should be above Shedeur Sanders on the depth chart, I shake my head. Man, because it's clear as day to me, Shedeur is the most talented quarterback in that room not named Joe Flacco. And look, I'll give Joe his flowers. The man's a Super Bowl MVP, he's been around the block, and yeah, he might deserve to start week 1 based on experience alone, but after that, it should be Shedeur, period, not Pickett, not Gabriel, Shedeur. The fact that he's still not getting the reps, still flying under the radar, it's not because he's not ready, it's not because he's not capable, it's because the Browns are being calculated. And maybe, just maybe, they're cooking something behind the scenes. So mark my words, this ain't the last time we'll talk about Shedeur being held out. But don't mistake quiet for weakness. Don't confuse rest for doubt. Because when that moment comes, when they finally unleash Shedeur Sanders in a live game, you're gonna see why this story isn't just about a rookie trying to make a roster. Back to work yesterday in Berea. The pads were popping, the quarterbacks were rotating, and the speculation is only getting louder. Kenny Pickett returned, kind of. He was suited up, he was moving around, but when it came time for team drills, nothing, not a snap. That hamstring is clearly still barking, and I don't care what the trainers are saying. If you're this limited during live sessions, that's not precautionary, that's a red flag. And that wasn't even the big story of the day. The real headline? Dillon Gabriel. My God, you want to talk about a struggle? I've watched a lot of training camp practices over the years, seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this was rough. 3 for 14. A pick. Several balls batted down. And just a general sense of confusion and hesitation from the pocket. The guy looked like he was processing in slow motion while the defense was moving at light speed. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. And I want to be wrong. But this third-round pick is looking more and more like a reach with every rep. Now contrast that with Sanders. Another 7 of 10 day, another touchdown, another calm, steady presence behind center. And every time he steps on that field, I see more growth, more command, more confidence. He's not just out there surviving. He's making plays. He's building chemistry. And he's doing it without the fanfare, without the headlines, without the spotlight. That's the sign of a quarterback who knows he belongs, even if the rest of the world hasn't caught up yet. And yet, Asante Samuel has to jump on social media and stir the pot. He says if Shedeur goes 9 for 9 in the preseason, throws a couple touchdowns, that teams like the Colts or Saints might come calling with trade offers. Really? That's what we're doing now? Let me be crystal clear, that is not happening. Sanders is not on the trade block. He is not some asset to be flipped for draft picks. He is the future, and if this front office has even a shred of vision, they know it. You don't give up on a rookie with this kind of upside before you even know what you have. And you sure as hell don't send him packing just because he's playing too well. That's not how winning organizations operate. Dylan Gabriel? You can float his name, go ahead. But Shedeur? He stays, he grows, he builds, and one day he takes over. And let's not ignore Joe Flacco. He's not going away quietly. Yesterday, the man came out sharp. 9 for 13, 2 scores, and a real sense of command with the first team. You can see he's starting to click with this system. I wouldn't be shocked if Stefanski gives him a series or two on Friday night against Carolina. Let him prove it in front of live bullets. But after that, the real fun begins. Because this upcoming week is Carolina week. Joint practices on Wednesday. First preseason game on Friday night. And the buzz is real. Panthers say their starters are going to play. Bryce Young might even get a couple of drives. But Stefanski, playing his cards close to the chest, won't say if our starters are going to take the field. But let me tell you, my gut says yes. At least for a series. Maybe 2. Now picture this. It's August, training camp in full swing, the sun beating down on Berea, Ohio. Every snap matters. Every rep is a battle. Every yard gained could mean the difference between a breakout season or fading into NFL obscurity. And in the middle of all that intensity, there's Shedeur Sanders. The kid came in with buzz, yeah, but what he's done since, it's not just lived up to the hype, it's blown it apart. Let's be real. Being the son of Deion Sanders gets your foot in the door. But Shedeur? He didn't just walk through it, he kicked it off the hinges. 5th round pick? That didn't mean a damn thing to him. From day one, this dude showed up early, stayed late, grinded harder than anybody out there. Footwork, mechanics, film, he attacked every single part of the game like his future depended on it. Because it does. And guess what? It showed. Precision in his throws, poise in the pocket, command of the huddle. By the end of the first week, insiders weren't whispering anymore. They were straight up saying it. Shedeur looks like the best quarterback on the field. Not just the most talented, the most consistent. He wasn't just learning the offense, he was mastering it. But then, everything changed. Out of nowhere, the Browns coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, made a decision that shocked everyone paying attention. Shedeur Sanders benched, his reps gone, vanished in favor of Joe Flacco. Yeah, that Joe Flacco. Now listen, I respect Flacco, former Super Bowl MVP, decades of experience, all that. But let's not kid ourselves. His arm ain't what it used to be. The mobility? Practically non-existent. We're talking about a guy who can manage a game, sure. But are we really saying that's the ceiling for Cleveland now? So why? Why would you sideline the most electric young quarterback in camp for a veteran who's clearly nearing the end? That question? It's echoing through the locker room, through the front office, through the entire fan base. Behind the scenes, players started talking. Quietly, yeah, but you could feel the frustration. One offensive lineman said it best. When Shedeur's in, the whole offense just feels different. There's a charge, a confidence you can't fake. But instead of feeding off that energy, the coaches doubled down, kept riding with the script, experience over upside, familiarity over fire. And Shedeur? Man, he didn't lash out, he didn't throw shade. He did what leaders do. He worked harder. He lived in the film room, spent extra hours with the quarterback coach, studied every inch of that playbook like his life depended on it. And all the while, he watched from the sidelines as Joe Flacco ran with the ones. And the media? They picked up on it fast. ESPN's Daniel Ousi put it on blast. Why is the most promising QB in camp being iced out? Fans lit up Twitter. Analysts tore into the coaching staff. Former players started chiming in. Some said the Browns were making a mistake. Others said maybe they were just trying to protect the rookie. But deep down, we all know something else is going on. Because this ain't just about who looks better in drills. Alright, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed. Because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. Word is the front office wants Shedeur to play. GM Andrew Berry sees the upside. Ownership? They're buzzing about the potential, on the field and off. But the coaching staff? They're clinging to comfort, afraid to rock the boat, afraid to hand the keys to a rookie who's clearly ready for the moment. And that's created a fracture, a quiet divide in Berea. One half of the building pushing for the future, the other half anchored to the past. And through all of it, Shedeur stays locked in, focused, unshaken. One assistant coach told a reporter, he's not complaining, he's not making noise, he's using every rep, even the scout team ones, to get better. That kind of maturity? That's rare, especially when you know you're being overlooked. And now, here we are. The preseason opener is right around the corner. Joe Flacco's still running with the ones. Shedeur's still waiting for his real shot. And everyone is holding their breath. What are the Browns gonna do? Stick with the vet? Or let the kid cook? I'm telling you right now, this decision isn't just about one game. It's about the direction of this entire franchise. It's about trust. It's about vision. It's about whether Cleveland has the guts to embrace the spark they've got sitting on that bench. Because make no mistake, this is more than just a football story. This is about ambition, about politics, about what happens when talent crashes headfirst into the power structures of the NFL. And in Cleveland, that collision is happening right now. So I ask you, what would you do? Do you keep riding with experience that's fading? Or do you unleash the future that's already knocking? Because one thing is clear, this quarterback controversy in Cleveland, it's not going away. Not tomorrow, not next week, not until the Browns make a choice. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not just fighting for a roster spot anymore. He's fighting to change the game. Thanks for watching and see you next one.